Hey folks, and welcome to We Built This White Lake. My name is Amy Van Loon. I'm the Executive Director of the White Lake Area Chamber of Commerce.
And my name is Stephanie Ware. I'm the Director of Events and Membership with the White Lake Area Chamber of Commerce.
And we are your hosts for We Built This White Lake, which is a series of podcasts. We are interviewing different businesses and organizations in our community. And today in the CatchMark Technology podcast recording studios, we have Leah Champeau, who is good morning, from Michillinda Lodge. And we are so excited to have this opportunity to speak with Leah today. And so, Leah, I'm going to hand it right off to you and go ahead and share with our viewers what Michillinda Lodge is.
Well, Michillinda Lodge is a 22-acre resort on Lake Michigan. We offer 11 different accommodation buildings. We sleep about 115 people. I would say 90 comfortably if you're not using sofa sleepers, but we do have sofa sleepers in all the rooms. And we do have an outdoor heated pool, tennis courts, pickleball. We have basketball, volleyball, horseshoes. Disc golf. There are grills and picnic tables that our guests can use while they're there. We also have like a community room with a community kitchen along with that so people can cook because we don't have the bar or restaurant anymore. But all the rooms do have refrigerators, microwaves, and coffee pots. So it's a great location for families to come. It's magical. It's a great place to be off grid too, if you wanted to be not off grid, but offline.
Yeah.
So it's a great place. We don't have TVs or telephones in the room, but we do have Wi-Fi throughout the property. So this is a nice, peaceful property. So you can come and relax, or you can come and have fun and enjoy all the amenities there.
And it is exactly that. It is peaceful and it is magical. Just recently, we held our first Afterglow at Michillinda Lodge. And it was fun. It was a great opportunity for us as promoters of not only the community, but our lodging properties to go into those rooms and see what they were like. And I loved doing that. I wanted to see all the rooms.
They are cute. Everyone is unique.
It
They're all
is.
different.
Yeah.
Some that sleep like 2 people, some that sleep up to 12. But they're very comfortable. Rooms owners have done a great job.
Yay.
So.
And it was fun because we did watch people outside, families just enjoying everything you mentioned, enjoying the pickleball courts and the swimming pool, and they were cooking, and just families. It kind of just felt like it took you back in time to simpler times when that was the norm. Yeah. And it was really fun to see.
Where do most of your visitors come from, do you feel? Do you think there's a demographic area?
I think we get a lot from Chicago area.
Sure.
Indiana. So, as you know, the name, there was 3 investors back in the day. So there was 3 investors, and one was from Michigan, one was from Illinois, and one was from Indiana. So that's how they came up with it.
I love that. There's a lot of people
and then
that
the Michillinda Road and the Michillinda Association. So that's where we get a lot of people, but we do book a lot of rooms through booking.com too. So there's, people that are from other countries like Germany and stuff like that. So we get a lot of visitors from all over.
Yay. Yeah. All right.
So in addition to the Michillinda and the 3 founders, tell us a little bit about how it started and where it all began.
So there's a lot of different stories with the history. And so I try to delve into it, and there's a lot of literature on it. So it started in the late 1800s, and there was a lady that had, I believe, that there was so it was a tavern there, and then it went through like Prohibition and all that. So they named it Michillinda Lodge or Michillinda Beach Lodge at that time, and they added on to it. So then there were some vacation homes on there that started with like 3 homes on there, and that's when the 3 investors had come in, and then the Johannessons had owned it, and then the Eilers owned it. So then they just kept, and there were some buildings that they had moved there at one point. I think there was 2 buildings that were actually moved there, the Holiday House, which that has been torn down since.
Oh, okay.
But all the other buildings remain there. Like one of the buildings that we're in was called Woodside at one point. But then after that, they turned into vacation property for other guests to come and enjoy. So So that's kind of some of the back history on
Sure.
it. But it's really rich in history. But
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's so much history and there's so much to say about Michillinda Lodge, and so many people who grew up here or spent their summers here are familiar with it. Whether it was where they stayed or had families stay, people are familiar with it. It's a big name.
Yeah, and a lot of people worked there too. So I'll always see, people that, drive through and they're like, I worked here when I was a chamber. They called them chambermaids back then, and they had bellboys too. So.
Wow.
And they used to have like living quarters in the back, so like the housekeepers could live on site while they worked there. So there's a lot of memories for those type of people too that worked there, and then people that vacation there. And we still have vacationers that have been coming for like 40 some years.
Oh, I love that.
So
yeah.
it's and it's fun for me because I get to see all the kids grow up, and somebody just had a baby, but then they're I've been there 12 years now, so I see a lot of the people grow up, or they just got married and they're coming back for their their next year anniversary and stuff like that. So a lot of memories.
Has it always been a seasonal property?
It always has for a lot of the other buildings, but I think the main lodge, that tragically burnt down in 2012, that stayed open year round. Mm-hmm. So they could get, and I think that had 9 rooms in it.
Okay.
And then people used to have Christmas parties and stuff at the restaurant. So I remember stories of that. So so that stayed open. I don't believe that the other buildings did because of the water lines are so close.
Sure.
To the ground and stuff, so.
Yeah. So with that history over the 100+ years, what have been some of those hurdles? And you've already kind of touched on one, but what are some of the hurdles either with the lodge itself or even the hospitality industry?
Yeah, I would say, with the stigma that we get with the fire that had happened in 2012, and it was closed for 2 years, and then I was hired and I opened back up in 2000, helped them open back up in 2014.
Okay, yeah.
So I think the biggest hurdle is to let people know that we're still there. We're still open. Because when I heard that they were looking for somebody, my first response was, I thought the lodge burnt down. And they're like, no, it's still there. All the other buildings are still there. So we still have all that to offer. So that was like one of the biggest hurdles. And it still kind of is. So this year we paid for some advertisements, some radio ads, and then we did some billboards too, just to let people know that are here close by. Because we're always, looking to advertise, promote from outside, but really our community, there's still some people in the community that still don't know that we're still open and, fully operational and run. And we just don't have that bar and restaurant, which with that we do food trucks, and then, that's why we've added the grills on the property and refrigeration and the microwaves and stuff, so people can cook and do meals. So you could still come to the lodge and not have to leave to go anywhere. But I would say that was one of the hurdles.
And that is a huge hurdle to have the stigma of being even open. If people don't even really realize that, then that's a big part of your patronage, right? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
That shows a way that you guys had to adapt, though, is bring in the grills and bring in the food trucks. Seeing that this summer, there was a lot of hype around that, and people were really excited because it also gave people a chance who weren't staying there a chance to come up and see the property and enjoy a food truck.
Yeah, because we opened it up to the community, so they can come for the food trucks nights. Okay. And then, they get to set it and watch the sunset and eat their food up on the decks and stuff. Yeah. So it's really nice.
Well, kudos to you for being innovative. And, over the years, ever since 2015, you said that you've been in your role. Is that right?
2014.
Okay. All right.
It was a slow going first year.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, then, what are some of the biggest victories?
I would say the longevity, like we talked about that earlier. Still staying open and every year just increasing, revenue and, more guests, of course, that are repeat guests that come back every year. So I think that's some victories. That's, and great staff,
Oh, good. Yeah.
That's a big one, but yeah.
Have you had those challenges with labor, or has that been...
It has in the past. It's really trying to figure out, because we are seasonal, so we're open May 15th till October 15th. We have it like a month or two before that we get everything prepped and ready. So we need those workers then. So it's, it's either people that are retired or the young students. So we do hire a lot of younger school students and stuff, but they go back to school, as you know, like in August, and we still have 2 months left to work. So that's been challenging a little bit. But now we have like repeat, workers that come in, employees and stuff. So that's kind of nice now, because then we know who's going to come back the next season.
Sure.
Instead of starting all over again,
Right.
every season.
Right.
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes for the setting that you have there, not only for the work setting, but the experience that you provide those visitors. So repeat labor and repeat visitors, that speaks volumes. Yeah. How do you feel Michillinda has impacted the community?
I think like with the history there, I think that has impacted the community, as far as our workforce and such. I think that we bring a lot of guests into the community. Like when we host a wedding here, they're using, if they have a 200 plus wedding, we sleep about 90 people, but then the other hotels and stuff like that, and we're making recommendations to other lodging places. So they're taking some of those guests, and then they're shopping in the community. They're using our vendors here. They're using food vendors, caterers, bartenders, photographers. So we're really impact the community, I think financially too.
I think so too, yeah.
So it's all a big team here.
Right, yeah. So, and that contributes to, our economy and that economic impact, whether it's a gas station, a restaurant, like you said, going to our attractions, our retail.
Yeah, for local stores.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially the White Duck Market, you get that ice cream. So we have plenty of guests that go over there every day. So, yeah.
And I would say another way it's impacted the community is the history itself because of the longevity. I mean, you guys, Michillinda has created core memories and lifelong memories for generations. So people have come back and maybe they end up buying a summer home here, or their kids come back. And we get a lot, especially in the summer, visitors that come up and say, well, I grew up coming here and my family stayed here, but now I just want to check out the area on my own as an adult. And, you guys were a part of that. So, and that adds to our community, whether people just come back to visit every year, or they decide to get a summer home here, or they decide to move here because they had a great experience.
Yep. And we offer that extra lodging too when other family members come to visit, like the association. They're kind of maxed out because their families keep growing, and they call us up and need that extra space to stay.
So with the association, there is an affiliation with Michillinda Lodge, or no?
No,
Okay.
there's no affiliation.
All right. Yeah. Just that it's next door.
It's next door. Yeah.
So, Leah, what would you say is a parting message? What is it that you want people to know about Michillinda?
I would say the biggest one is we're still here. If you have not been to Michillinda, I would encourage you to come out on one of the food truck nights, or just stop out and say hi to us. You're welcome to walk the property and check it out. So,
For additional information and even to get more of a visual, the website for Michillinda?
It's MichillindaLodge.com. So you can Google Michillinda Lodge in Whitehall, and you'll get tons of pictures, resources. Our website will be right on there and everything.
Super, yeah. And our viewers can also check out whitelake.org for information about Michillinda, but also our community and things to do here.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing with us
thanks
today.
for having me.
Yeah, no, and thank you for the invitation
it's
for
exciting.
people to come see you and come check it out. And if they hadn't been there in a while, to do so. Thank you for joining us today. And for our future episodes, be sure to tune in. We'll see you next time.